Hello, eRank. Welcome to this. I think this is about our fifth webinar. Let's do this. I think this is about our fifth webinar, and today we're going to be talking about our trending tools, how to find trends, what these tools are showing you, and how to use them. So I hope that's helpful to everybody. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And if you're live at this webinar, let us know where you're here from. I see we have Debbie from North Carolina, and Becky from the UK, Jodie from Wisconsin. I am in sunny Scotland just now. So let's have a look at what we're going to talk about. And Sally's from Florida. So today we're going to cover what are trending keywords, and then how to start finding these trending keywords, how to niche down and actually use these trending keywords. So shall we dive into this? I think we've got a good chunk of people here. And if you have any questions, there'll be a section at the end, but you can ask them in the chat just now. I'll try and keep an eye on the chat. We've got lovely Debbie in the chat as well. I apologize in advance if I miss anybody. It's just hard to read and talk at the same time, basically. But hopefully we'll get any of your questions. So, trending keywords are search terms that are currently gaining popularity amongst buyers on Etsy. These keywords reflect what people are actively searching for, and their popularity can change rapidly based on the seasons, trends, or events, or what Etsy's up to. For example, during the holiday series of this season, words today, trending keywords may include terms like Christmas decorations, personalized gifts, or holiday sweaters, and those keywords will mainly be gone from the middle of the summer. And these are important for Etsy sellers like you for several reasons. Firstly, there's that niche intent. If you're looking to start selling on Etsy and you can make jewelry, is jewelry a popular enough product on Etsy to make it worth your time selling here? Or are you looking to open a new print-on-demand shop? Are there really actually buyers looking for t-shirts? Or inspiration? If you keep an eye on the trends, you can get ideas for new products or ranges within your niche. This is what I do more, just keep an eye on the trends, just sort of have it in the back burner of my head. And then over time, suddenly I get ideas just based on what's been trending. Visibility. It can help your products appear in more searches if you can spot that trend before all your competitors. Told you I'm not doing words very well today. And relevance, if you use these keywords, that ensures your listings are aligned with what buyers are actually looking for. You might be making the thing that people have been looking for, but you haven't realized what terms they're using to search for it. So if you understand the terms that they're using just now, and as we said, these can change over time. So if you can keep an eye on what kind of words people are using to describe similar things, then you can be aligned with what your buyers are actually looking for. And this in turn can give higher conversion rates. When your listings match that buyer's intent, there's a chance that your sales will increase. And also, we have different sites. Did you know that eRank actually has data for other countries and even other niches, other platforms? That's the word. But thinking of these trends, if something like boho wedding decor is trending, using this keyword in your wedding decoration listings could end up leading to more views and sales if this is relevant to your listing. Obviously, always make sure keywords are relevant. Don't just use trending things because you see they're trending if they're not relevant, because then your conversion, your click-through rate will plummet and customers will be very unhappy with what they see in search. So how to start finding these trending keywords? Firstly, I do want to say, before you start looking into anything like this, be aware of trademark terms. On eRank, we are showing you the keywords that real Etsy customers are searching for. Customers are free to put any words they want into the search bar. We might not be free to actually sell those type of things. So keep an eye out for trademark things. Here at eRank, we're not lawyers, we're not solicitors, we can't tell you much about this, but just keep an eye out and make sure you legally can sell the things that you want to be selling. So where to find these keywords, if I can remember how to change screens, here we go. Just pause for a second to make sure, is the audio, is everything working okay? If you can let me know in the chat before I get half an hour into this and nobody's heard a word. But so the first places to search for these kind of things is actually on your dashboard. Oh, yes, you can you can hear me fine. That's great. I just had a paranoia because we've had issues with this. So the first places to search for trends are right on your dashboard. Firstly, on this right-hand side, we have trending in your category. This can be useful depending on your category, how niche your niche is. This is something eRanks just added recently. So let us know if it works for you, what else you'd like to see. We are limited to the data that we can get from Etsy and stuff, but there could be some interesting things here. I am constantly, because I sell most of my listings just now that have been selling are bookmarks. So I'm in the book, movie, and music category. Taylor Swift is not a surprise, but Steely Dan absolutely was a surprise. But again, now I don't spend too much time looking at this. Just when I'm on my dashboard, I have a quick look and go, is there anything relevant there? Also, we can see from here trending on Etsy. Now, I find this one much more useful. Again, it's not something I spend a whole lot of time on, but this is just showing what buyers have been searching on Etsy for the past week. So this is really handy to see. Now, if you, what did I just do there? If you, if you are checking this again, whenever you go on your dashboard, just scroll down and have a look. That's enough. It just gets in your head. You start to recognize things to see what's coming up. And then you'll start to see when things really pop up. We also have, so here's the keyword, the top 10 of what's trending in your category. But we can also see the numbers beside them here, like up 24 means that's come up 24 places compared to the week before. And Christmas is falling, which is interesting, but probably only a short-lived thing, as things like Halloween are. Halloween is always huge on Etsy. From all the years we've been looking at this. Oh, super blurry screen. Looks good my end. Can you let me know if there's something wrong with the screen? But Jody, try refreshing. Sometimes that helps. Yeah, so Halloween has been huge on Etsy. Not sure why, absolutely love it. So I'm really happy with this, but you can see when Halloween starts trending and looking at the things that are popping up. So personalized trick or treat bags, that is a much longer tail keyword. That's quite a surprise for it to not just be trending, but it's moved up 2 places. So it was trending last week as well. Really interesting. Not everything's going to be relevant, but you can see what's popping up and saying, is there something here I could make use of? We also, with this, which I love, we have different countries as well. So you can look and see, I sell in the UK. Well, I sell all around the world. I'm from the UK. So it helps what's trending in the UK. They're similar in that there's Halloween and things, but you will see different things. Mixed metal jewelry. If you're a jewelry maker, there's an interesting keyword for sure. We've got all sorts of different countries. Oh, Canada, fantastic. Pet costume. Right. I'm going to tell you all a secret just now, but I have possibly just signed up for a puppy that I'll be getting in a couple of weeks. So follow the eRank YouTube channel because he might have to appear on there. But I haven't even got him yet, and I realized he will still be quite a young puppy around Halloween, and I might have already bought him a costume, and I'm embarrassed with myself because I've never dressed pets up before. But yeah. um, Anyway, just a random thing, but pet costumes, assuming for Halloween, but also they're good for Christmas, they're good for props. Halloween's doing well in most countries. Now, the third thing on your dashboard that I really like to look at for the trends, this is the lazy man's one. Well, this is the one that I do the most. If we come up to the Etsy news section, this has got links to take you to the blog where our lovely Jan and a few others of the team are making all sorts of blog posts, but Jan is our data geek and she is looking into, we've just dropped the Amazon's top keywords blog, eBay trending searches. So loads of things there. So I read over these every month, and this is super handy as well. Again, it's not something to spend loads of time on. I just find just reading through them, stuff slips into your head, and then eventually, like weeks or months down the right line, like Jan has been talking for months about how great keychains are doing. And suddenly it occurred to me a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, I can actually make keychains that are really relevant and might be useful for the customers. You know, if someone's buying a bookmark, could I have a keychain that goes into a bundle with it? And that's not something I even searched for. That was just hearing it from Jan again and again that this is a thing. So I find the eRank news actually one of the best places to not have to do any research, just go and read that and take it in. But what I'm actually supposed to be talking about is our tools here. So we're going to start first of all on the right hand side on our menu here, we've got trends, and we're going to go first of all into the monthly trends. So this so here you're going to see for the past month, for the month we've just finished, we've nearly finished this month now, but for the past month, August 2024, you're going to see the top keywords that people were searching for in the US. So what really cool, really simple here, we see the number of searches, we see what position they're at. This search trend graph is kind of the thing that I'm the most interested in. For example, we can see now, I don't think anything ranking fourth in the overall monthly is a bad keyword or low search volume or anything. But when we look at stickers, we can see it's definitely dropping. It's been at a high point. It's basically been on a decline for a couple of years now, I think. Still, 72,000 searches is nothing to be sniffed at, but it can tell you that maybe it's a cool niche, but it's past its top, or hey, maybe it'll pick up again. We can see other things like shirt has been holding solid. So yes, you're not going to suddenly decide to make a shirt because that's trending. That's not that's not a good way to do it. But if you were thinking, do I want to make shirts? Do I want to make t-shirts on Etsy? Is this a viable thing? You would look at this and say, well, there's year-round sales. It looks pretty steady. So maybe making shirts is a thing. But what kind of shirts? That's where you have to niche down, which we'll get into in a little minute. But the other type of keyword that we see here quite a lot, something like this, birthday gift for her. If you look at the search trend graph, this has a massive spike out of nowhere. So this is a trend. If you have things that are relevant, perhaps, you know, you don't have an idea for your 13th tag or something, you can jump on these trends. But I wouldn't spend much time or money on them, because what can happen is Etsy, say, does a feature on a front page, or a massive influencer talks about something. Lots of people go and look for the certain thing, but it dies away to next to nothing in the next month. So don't bet your house on these kind of keywords, but definitely worth looking at. And the final type of trending keywords is these ones which are seasonal. And actually, if we have a look, dorm had searches last year as expected, but this year it has been massive because Etsy has really been pushing it. And I think this year a lot more students are going away and wanting to decorate their dorms and everything. You know, the world's getting back to a normal potentially. So yeah, we've got more searches there, but that's an example of a seasonal one, a bit like Halloween, which, I mean, look at this search trend graph. Like, the peaks, that was only in August, barely started searching, and it's in second place already, with, because these peaks are relative to the searches across the whole month. So it looks like, so the blue is for the past month, so it looks like this is tiny, but when you actually look over it, it's like nearly 90,000 searches. So Halloween at nearly 90,000 searches has a couple of months to go before it hits the potentially the 500,000 that last September had. So definitely one to watch there. Yeah, so Halloween's definitely an interesting one. Another cool thing you can do with this tool is we can time travel. So you're thinking, that's all well and good, Pam. You're showing me what happened last month, but I want to know what's going to be coming up in future. So we could look and say, what was huge in October 2023? So we've got an idea of what the current trends are just by, you know, keeping a look at what we're seeing on our homepage. So if we keep them in mind and then look at what was trending just less than a year ago, we can sort of push them together and see if there are trending styles that can fit into this kind of thing. So yeah, we're not seeing scenes. Oh, there's stickers. Yeah, so just looking at whole loads of trends and what's happening. Also, I never mentioned these, did I? These little flames here tell you that something that was trending in that time period is hot just now as well. So earrings, they tend to, bet you, yeah, that's Christmas time. They have a peak around Christmas time, but earrings are hot already, or hot just now. I don't know. Are people buying Halloween or fall earrings? Hey, potentially. So you can time travel and look at things. The other thing is we have loads of different categories, loads of Etsy categories. Ooh, we've got Halloween category. Should we have a look there? Absolutely. So getting an idea of what's trending, what trending Halloween terms there are out there, how good they were last year, how good they're looking this year. So yeah, the costumes are huge. Adult costumes, super interesting to have a nosy with that. Interesting that adult Halloween costumes was doing better than kids' Halloween costumes. I think that says a lot about the type of people that shop on Etsy, and I love them all. I love the people that want to get themselves dressed up for Halloween. Okay, so that is our monthly trends tool, but we also have this second one, the Trend Buzz. And this one has a lot of fun things as well, because firstly, we've got other marketplaces. Always interesting to see. You've got some even international ones, some similar to Etsy. We've got Amazon Handmade, loads of them. Really cool to see all of that. We can see the past 30 days, which is obviously similar to the past month, just staggered a bit because we're at the 17th just now. But we can also look at the past 7 days, or We can look at yesterday. Before we do that, before I forget here, we also have, you've got the keywords, but what are the colors that are trending? If you're making a t-shirt, now this isn't specifically for t-shirts or anything, but if you're making a t-shirt, hey, black, blue, what are the popular colors just now? What are the popular shirts? These lines are relative popularity, so it's just saying shirt is the most popular compared to SVGs and PNGs. Although if we stack SVG and PNG, they're both graphics files. That's actually pretty popular because you can usually often do both. But looking at the type of products, type of recipients, and this makes my heart happy. The recipient of dog is higher than baby or cat or men or women. So yay, go the dogs. But yes, who's the recipient gonna be? What kind of styles? Loving this again. If you said, oh, shirts are really good, I'm going to make a black shirt for a dog. You don't have to tie them all around like that. And what style would I be wanting to make my shirt into? Hey, perhaps retro's a good thing to be looking at. We've had styles. The minimalist was so trendy for quite a while now. Maximalist is trendy and stuff, but definitely I'm seeing in clothes, retro styles are definitely popular. And again, the materials, now gold works as a color or a material, but good to know if you're working on jewelry, people are still pretty traditional in that they prefer gold jewelry. Doesn't suit me at all. Much prefer silver. Glass and leather is an interesting one. We've heard dorm was rankings, back to school, all that kind of thing. Were things like school bags, nice leather school bags popular, different types of wallets and bags and all sorts of things. So that's super interesting. Right, so I said, now we've got the big keywords, the past 30 days ones. But something I like to do that's a bit of fun is to look at yesterday, because on a really short time frame, because the top keywords, these are, I didn't hit apply. The top keywords, these are ones that loads and loads of people are searching for, so there's a lot of data. So this is something where you can narrow down to a day, and yesterday you get much more fun, daft little trends popping up. So sometimes you're not just getting like earrings and stickers, you're getting some real interesting things. I don't know what everything is. Whimsy goth. I just heard of that last year. It is dropping off, but that's an interestingly fun term. It's now, yeah. So hot means it wasn't in the top 1,000. No, 2,000. Yeah. Hot means it's shot out of nowhere. Like I said, Dexter, I think that was a TV show, isn't it? So quite potentially we can't use these keywords. But is there a style or something related to this? If say certain shows about dragons were popular, would you think that perhaps making dragons would be popular for people who are role playing or whatever else? But so you look at these, hot have shot up out of nowhere. The same, these fall has shot up 56 places. And see, whimsy goth is shooting up. Nana is an interesting one. Right, you'll have to let me know. People who are not in the UK, for me, Nana is what people call their grandmother. Is that a thing elsewhere? Fire King is strange. I haven't heard of that, but we've got a whole load of things. I'm quite cool cufflinks there, but just scroll through and see what's interesting for you. So out of them, like, we've got little spikes, a spike like that. I just think possibly Etsy's done something, or a TV show's just started or something, who knows. But the more interesting one, Bloodborne, I hope that's like a cartoon or something and people aren't buying viruses on Etsy, who knows. Anyway, but ones like these really interest me, and let's see if we can niche down. And just so we have a question here. Ammo, I'm a new user. May I ask if we can have regular coaching calls like this? These webinars we have been doing regularly. I think it's the 4th or 5th month. But absolutely, if you enjoy them, we should be, as far as I know, sending out an email after this to ask how you enjoyed it or whatever, and if there's anything more you'd like. So if you did like this, let the team know by responding to the email, filling in the survey. Let them know what kind of things you'd like in the future and that you'd like some more of them. And then I'm happy to make these as long as you guys are happy to watch, basically. So just glad to hear it's helpful. So I've spoke about niching down a little bit. So a lot of this, you can't just take the big keywords. They're going to be far too competitive. But we've niched down a little bit already by going to what's happening yesterday and picking out a keyword that caught my eye is emerald. In my mind there for a second, I thought, oh, is that hot just now because it's the birthstone for whatever month we've just got coming up, October. But I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think emerald as a birthstone is in the spring. I could be wrong, but we're not seeing that do a big spike as a birthstone thing. But anyway, if we want to niche down, what we can do is click on emerald, and this takes us to the keyword tool for that specific keyword. Excuse me. Now, we did a webinar on the keyword tool, but all of our tools kind of work together. So it's always good to do this, to have a wee look. First of all, we get more of the data. We get to see who's searching for emeralds. That is interesting, actually, already. Majority United States, and then Australia and France. Usually there's the UK and Canada in there at least. So don't know why. Well, I do know why. Possibly in the UK, emerald's considered a little more old-fashioned, so it maybe hasn't picked up yet. Sarah, yeah, emeralds in May, and asking, is it the colour? It could be emerald green as well. Who knows? Yes, that is, well, who knows? Let's find out, because what we can do, right, thank you, that made me think otherwise. So if we scroll down, we get the keyword ideas are from the top 100 listings ranking for the word emerald, and also other keywords that buyers are actually searching for. But the top listings shows us the top ranking listings in the US, because I'm looking at the US here, the top 100 ranking listings for emerald. So if we come into this, if we see what's ranking, that is likely to be, well, that's what Etsy's showing. So that's what Etsy thinks people are looking for. Interesting. Crystal bikinis, interesting. Yeah, but in general, that's jewelry. Yep. So it seems to be jewelry. Oh, a vase in emerald green, bookmarking green. So it could, quite right, it could also be the color. There's a lot of emerald stuff showing there, but it's not all jewelry. So that means Etsy's not 100% sure. It's hedging its bets and saying, you might be thinking the color too. I didn't even think of that. So that's fantastic. Emerald hair tie. So interesting to know. So we've got an idea that emerald, it's likely to be the stone, but it could be a color too. So then we can go into these keyword ideas, and this pulls up. Now, if you only want to hear strictly about the word emerald, you could hit exact match or include keywords. If you didn't want to hear about SVGs, for some reason there was some SVGs, you could exclude the keywords. But I like to just leave it at default, so that's all the tags from the top 100 listings, and the other keywords that people are searching for. So they might not all be relevant. Just going to close that so you can see more of the screen. They might not all be 100% relevant, but it's good. I like to find the non-relevant things. I'm a weirdo like that. So we're going to click this search trend, and what that's doing is ranking everything by the most searches in the past month. There's loads of ways to use this tool, but I like to do that. And you're going to find at the top, these are earrings. Lots and lots of people search, but 3 million listings you'd be competing against. So yes, what type of earrings? We could niche down into that as well, but we're already niching down emerald. So the stuff at the top, I would just be reading this to get a feel like, oh yeah, people are really liking earrings. Oh, they're liking wedding earrings. Doesn't have to be emerald now, by the way. We're just getting other ideas. And we knew that people are looking for gold. So yeah, vintage gold wedding earrings. Is that a thing? Not so much you could make if you're a vintage seller. Is that a thing that you have? Interesting engagement ring. Are people buying? I said doesn't have to be emerald, but are people buying emerald engagement rings? That is interesting. But these are all too high competition in general. If your item is a necklace, don't not call it a necklace. Just don't expect to rank in search for necklace. Expect to rank in search perhaps for emerald vintage necklace or something with less competition. But I like to scroll down, looking to find things that stand out as different. So by that I mean things that are still being searched for pretty well, but that have a lower competition. So if you were making things with emeralds, people are looking for emerald bracelets and they are looking for emerald necklaces, and there's not that much competition. So that just you've niched down, you've had an idea, you've seen that emeralds are trending, and people are desperately wanting to buy emerald necklaces and emerald bracelets. And actually, you could even do an emerald bracelet and necklace set or something. So you've got an idea for a thing. Oh, here we go. And emerald earrings. Anyone who's making emerald stuff, make jewelry sets with earrings. Well, research it more than me just looking at this and see what you can make and see if it's in your style. Don't spend money on things that I've just pulled up in a half-hour webinar. But if you were making something like this gives you the idea that if you're making jewelry with stones in, emerald's potentially a good one to go for just now, just to see how you go. So always looking through. I like to see ones that have some amount of searches or some amount of searches. Now here we go. Men's emerald ring. It's not searched all the time, but it's definitely fairly popular and not much competition. Is anything else? See, if you compare that to woman's earrings or something, over 1 million. But just looking around, so yeah, emerald ring vintage suddenly was popular. So if you have any vintage emerald rings, now's the time to put them up in your shop. And that is really all I do. But you're basically using the trends. You're using the trends as a starting point, as a bouncing off point, as it were, to figure out what we want to talk about, what we want to think about, and then you're niching down and thinking about different things. So yeah, how do we use these trending keywords? You can't always jump from trend to trend, but this helps you keep your finger on the pulse. You can see what fits with what you make. It can be really cool for seasonal photography or your social media. We have one of the marketplaces we have in our trend tools is actually Pinterest. We can show you what people are searching for on Pinterest. Super helpful. But if you know that whimsy goth is trending. If your items fit in that sort of aesthetic, could you dress up a little corner of your house into that kind of aesthetic to take the pictures of your items? Because people are much more likely to buy it if they see it styled in a way that really appeals to them. It makes your item look much more attractive. And also, our hopefully helpful other marketplaces can also say, okay, I'm selling on Etsy, where else could I sell? Are these kind of things doing really good on Facebook? Are these things selling well on eBay? So it's good to know if you can branch out to other marketplaces. Let the team at eRank know if you want to see any more marketplaces there. We are limited by, unfortunately, quite a lot of the competition for Etsy is sadly much smaller just now. Hopefully some others will get popular as well, but when things are so small, we don't have much data from them, so it's hard to put them into the tools, because the less data we have, it's not as accurate. It's accurate, but it's not as useful as it could be. Danny, I hope I'm saying your name right. Don't we want to niche down and exclude, be very specific, so we end up with keywords with less searches, i.e. higher chances for us to end up higher in the search results? Yeah, I will say, all right, keyword research, using the keyword research is a bit of a science, but a bit of an art as well. So there's no wrong way to do it, because it's hard to find the perfect keyword. And even if you found one that millions of people were searching for and there wasn't many listings for it, they still might not like your item. It might just not be quite the style they were looking for. So even finding the perfect keyword doesn't guarantee results. And at the same time, you might have something that's a little higher competition than you wanted, or you might have something that's a little lower searches than you wanted. So we can't bet our entire business strategy on one or two keywords. We have to constantly be looking for ideas for keywords. And it's not even, as you saw there, I wasn't even necessarily looking for specific keywords. I was looking for ideas of things to make. I was looking for what are the trending styles. And then, when I saw, what was it, earrings, necklaces and bracelets in emerald were trending, hey, could we make gift sets of those? Can we make gift boxes? Can we bundle them together? Can you have earrings and a necklace? Can you have necklace and a bracelet? Just getting ideas for that without necessarily specifically having found an exact superstar keyword. You're getting an idea for a kind of trend, because how Etsy and social media and everything works is more specific than just people searching. They also get notifications when you put something new in your shop. Etsy shows, if you like this, you might also like this other thing. So you're seen in more places than just search. So if you get an idea of what people are looking for, you can appeal to them. Exactly the same as if you find that people are searching for a certain style and your photography looks good for that certain style, people might share you all over social media without you ever having put the best keywords in the world. So yes, you can absolutely niche down to be very, very specific, but don't only do that. Experiment with all sorts of things and see what works, just so long as, when you're putting keywords into your listing, when you're putting them into your tags and title, have a list. You can make a keyword list on eRank, make a note of what you're doing and why you're doing it. And then come back to it in 30 days, or maybe less if you have a very busy shop, or more if you have a very quiet shop. But come back to it and have a look and say, did those keywords that I chose, did they actually work? Was I ranking for them, and were people clicking on them? Did other keywords that I hadn't thought of, because the magic of the algorithm is it can pick and choose different words that you have across all your titles and tags and everything, and it might pull up, better, the algorithm might find you a better keyword there. So have I shown up for any other keywords? And is my listing doing great without even showing up a whole lot in search? Are people sharing it? Are people just liking it and coming to you and buying it? So yeah, I would love to be able to tell you all, here is an exact way to do keyword research. This is the exact type of keyword you're looking for. And here is how this is it. This is what you have to do. But because it's a complicated algorithm and human nature, you can't literally just say, this is what you can do. It's always going to be experimentation. Sorry, I can't say anyone's names. Meraj. I've used the relative keywords, but my shop's not visible in the first 100 shops. Yeah, if you're not ranking in search, I would use the rank checker. You don't it's better if you can rank higher, but if you're ranking in the first 500 searches, then that's tends to be okay. Then you can work on making sure that your pictures and your listings themselves are really excellent. Because the good thing is, with Etsy's personalization and frequency capping and keywords, what that means is not everyone will see the same thing. Whatever's ranked at position number 1 won't always even be shown on the front page. Etsy sort of rotates and shows some other ones. So if you're ranked in the top 500, you'll be shown sometimes. If when you're shown, people click on it and purchase it, then Etsy will go, hey, that listing there is really good for that keyword. That shop is good for that keyword. We're going to show them, and you'll start to climb up the rankings. But if you found a keyword and it's not working for you, you haven't ranked for it, first thing you can do is look at what the things that are ranking are. I showed you how you can do that in the keyword tool. You can have a wee look, but how are your photographs? Emerald was a fantastic example. If you had an emerald t-shirt and you'd aimed for emerald as your keyword, you shouldn't really just be aiming for a one-word tag like emerald t-shirt for daughter going to stay in the dorm for a first time. Something that's a bit too niche, but you know what I mean. But yeah, if you were just aiming for emerald and you'd made a t-shirt and you're coming to me and going, Pam, I can't rank for this keyword. And I'd say, well, we looked at those listings and you can see the majority of them are jewelry. So Etsy is telling you when people search for emerald, they're not looking for t-shirts. So the keyword, although is descriptive that your item is perhaps an emerald green, that's not a good keyword for that listing. Yes, you would probably say emerald green t-shirt, but you're not aiming for emerald. So if you're not ranking, look at the other listings and see how you compare. Are you relevant and are you good? This is the harsh thing. Is your photography good and is your item good? Does it stand up compared to everybody else's? Like if you're just starting out as a jewelry maker, you might make things that your family and friends think is amazing. So you decide you're going to make wedding rings and you charge them at $2,000 because everybody else making wedding rings charges $2,000. But if you're absolutely honest, when you look, your craftsmanship, your skill level is not quite at the same level as everybody else's yet. So it's potential that just because you saw emerald wedding rings were trending, you might not be at a level that you want to be competing for that. You maybe want to look for a slightly different niche for your work. But yeah, it's tricky. So it's finding things not just that works algorithmically, but more importantly, that works people-wise. Is it good listings? Yeah, Debbie, good point. Often shoppers might not be aware of the maker's term for your listing, but are looking for a type of item like shawl or scarf. Absolutely. I see that all the time. Think of a shop. Yeah. Think of a shopper when choosing your keywords. So important. Although people, and I've got one, yes. I remember years ago, it was for a friend for a wedding present for her. And her love story with her and her partner was the Frog Prince, because she didn't find him attractive till she'd kissed him. Don't even ask. But the Frog Prince was their romantic story. And I'd searched on Etsy and I found a necklace of the Frog Prince, and it was absolutely beautiful. And it wasn't selling because the maker had, the title was basically, I think it said Frog Prince, but it was basically focusing in on the lost wax method, because that's the way he made the necklace, the pendant on the necklace. And it was a super interesting thing. Once I got into his description and read all of that, absolutely fascinating. It was so interesting. I printed it out and put it in a parcel with her. And when she was opening all her wedding gifts, she sat and read that out in front of all of us. It was fascinating. But I didn't know to look for lost wax method silver pendant. That meant nothing to me. I wanted the Frog Prince because that was the important thing. So yes, you have to know what it is that shoppers are actually looking for. We can so get hung up on our thing. It was the same with my items. You can probably see behind, I do needle felting. There's a good chance that some of you have heard of needle felting now, but when I started in 2008, nobody knew what it was, and me ranking top for a needle felted dog meant nothing. But when I could rank top for Chinese crested sculpture, Chinese crested art, Bijon frieze, whatever else, when I could rank for them, people were like, hey, that's not something I've seen before. I like that kind of thing. So yeah, absolutely. So guys, if you have any more questions, I will sit around for a couple more minutes potentially, but thank you all so much for joining us. You can, these replays, your link should, that you got here in the first place, your link should work for this. Also in a couple of days, I will pop up the replay onto YouTube. Let us know when you get your email survey in this. Let us know what was good, what was bad, what you'd like more of, if you'd like more of these, and what we could change. That's always super interesting to know. And yeah, don't forget, subscribe on YouTube to eRank so you can get updated on things, and also the Facebook community, that's eRank on Facebook. But yeah, yeah, as well, let us know what other tools you'd like a bit of a deep dive on. And Danny, any last tips for ranking up high in the search? Yeah, but you might not like it. Firstly, find good search terms. Aim for those ones that people are searching for, that don't have much competition for, don't have too much competition for. Don't fear competition. If your item's amazing, it's fine, but don't have too much competition, are relevant for your items. But sadly, the most important thing, if you want to rank up high in the search, make amazing items. Don't try and be the worst emerald wedding ring maker out there. Be the best sweet 16. I wear no jewelry, but be the best of a slightly different niche. And yeah, that will hopefully help. But we should always be striving to make the best listings we possibly can. And by that, I mean items that are really good, that people want. Photograph them beautifully and clearly so people can fall in love with your items. Make sure your titles aren't too confusing depending on the niche. And make sure your description isn't too confusing. And sadly, always come back, circle back, have a look what was working, what wasn't working, what types of photographs are people liking, all the rest of it. But anyway, thank you all so much. Yeah, that was that was actually really enjoyable. I hope you all thought so as well, and I'll hopefully see you next time.